Hi everyone, it's Chantel and welcome to week 5 of the Lifeline series. This week's Lifeline is called Know Yourself. I've gone on a journey, a pretty long one, of actually learning how to get to know myself. And I've kind of realized along the way that I can't fully love myself until I actually know myself, until I know about the things that God has given me, the strengths He's given me, the different skills and abilities and passions, and even my own quirky personality type. And I've just learned that in order for me to actually love myself fully and to live a life that's beautiful and abundant, I have to get to know who I am. And I've kind of just outlined 5 different tools and ways to kind of learn more about yourself. And the first one is get to know your personality. There's a ton of personality tests online where you can take a quick test and learn whether or not you're an introvert or an extrovert, whether you're a thinker or a feeler, whether you're more organized or more spontaneous, and it kind of just outlines a little bit of your personality and makes you just kind of more aware of who it is that you are. Second, find out what your love language is. There's 5 different love languages, and they are gifts, words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, and acts of service. And when you can figure out how you like to be loved, you help the people around you so much. And you help out yourself in actually realizing what it is that you need to be loved specifically. I'm not much of a gifts person. I mean, I love gifts, but I would way rather a beautiful sentimental letter or a card. And it just helps the people around me. It helps my husband know how he can love me and how I can best feel loved. Number 3, get to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And I have a couple questions here that you can ask yourself. What am I good at? What do people often commend me for? Are there things that I'm putting my time and my effort into that I'm actually not really good at? For example, I'll likely never be a professional athlete because my hand-eye coordination is particularly weak. And so knowing that I don't have a strength in that area, but that I have strengths in writing and communicating and learning, it just helps in honing in on the strengths that I actually do have. Also, are there any weaknesses in your life that can be strengthened? 4, find out what gifts, skills, and abilities you have. What are people continually complimenting you on? What can you do that comes naturally? And what activities do you find yourself getting completely lost in because you're so focused and so engaged? There's a psychological construct called flow, and basically when you're in a state of flow, you're completely focused and so centered on what it is that you're doing, because it captivates you. You're so enveloped in what it is that you're doing, and you don't even really get distracted that easily. So find out just the different the skills that God has given you, the different gifts that He's blessed you with, and go after those things. Find out how you can implement those things into your life. And finally, number 5, find out what your passions and your interests are. And a lot of times these come from different life experiences, where you've been, what situations and circumstances have led you to where you are now. For me, I used to have really low self-esteem and a really low lack of self-worth, and I spent years struggling with who I was and my lack of value for myself. And now that I've overcome it and I've found breakthrough in it, I have such a passion for helping people find their value and find their identity and walking people into freedom. So thank you so much for joining me this week. You can take a look at the more detailed list of these things on my blog at wholeheartedmatters.com. But I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that these practical tips will help you just get to know yourself better so that you can really love yourself and you can walk in a more full and more abundant life. So thank you for joining me on week 5 of the Lifeline series, and I will catch you next week.